Welcome on into another episode of Prop 5 for the MLB slate tonight, June 17th, 2025. It is a loaded MLB slate tonight. We will be having Ethan and David going on for before game 6 of the Stanley Cup final as well. So do make sure to tune into that as well. Before we start, I do want to talk about Prize Picks promo code 5. That's going to be FIVE for $50 on your first lineup play of $5 or more. Joining me tonight, it is Austin. You can follow him on X/Twitter at AustinD1316. As always, you can follow me at Eric Wiedeke. And we have ourselves quite a board tonight. Austin, I'm going to get right into it. Well, firstly, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Just ready to make some money watching some baseball.
Yes, sir. Let's go ahead and do it. With that being said, your first play of the night.
Okay, I'm gonna go straight to the nightcap to start with the Astros game, and I'm gonna look for Jose Altuve. He's hit safely in 8 of his last 10 games, and is 9 for 22 off JP Sears. I'm looking at his fantasy score, which I believe earlier it was a 6.5, and it still is. As you can see, he's been right around that number, and I'm a big fan of the 6.5 fantasy score number, as that's just a double and a walk, or a double and an RBI, double and a run scored, a walk and a stolen base. He's not as big as a threat to steal base as he used to be, but I'm really just looking at him because of his success off Sears, and obviously he has been one of the hottest hitters in the league. So my first play is Jose Altuve over 6.5 fantasy score.
Yeah, right. So from a late night game to one of the earlier starts, I'm going to go with an NL East divisional battle, and I'm going to go with David Peterson here in this one, and I'm going to go with his run scored against the Braves at under 2.5 is where I saw this number, and that is indeed where it still is. Now, this is a Braves team that has a 656 team OPS versus lefties. And Ronald Acuna Jr., who seemingly has been mashing against everyone, has a 200 batting, is hitting below 200 against lefties this season, believe it or not, for a guy that's hitting 390. And David Peterson's been pitching really well this season. I think he goes under this 2.5 number against a scuffling Braves team. Austin, your second play?
Yeah, I'm going to roll right off for you, and it kind of contradicts your play a little bit, but only with one hitter. I'm going to roll with Austin Riley's fantasy score. Out of all the Braves, going to help your point, they don't have very great success against David Peterson, except for Austin Riley. Austin Riley is 9 for 23 with 3 walks. He's batting 391 with an 1,000 OPS against David Peterson. He's right at the top of that Braves lineup. I could see him maybe being the one to tag Peterson for a run. And, his ability to get on base, he's been striking out a lot this year, but he's going to help work the pitch count up, and he's always a threat for a home run. And like I said before, that 6.5 number is perfect for fantasy scores. So.
All right, and I've got my screen frozen here, so I'm just going to keep rolling. We move. I'm going to go with, and believe it or not, you would think I would go with Jesus Luzardo to absolutely shut down the Marlins tonight. And I think largely that will be the case, but I think rookie catcher Agustin Ramirez tonight against Jesus Luzardo. Luzardo is a guy that's not afraid to use his fastball. He's going to be aggressive early in the count. And if there's one guy on the Marlins that can and usually often does damage against pitchers that like to be aggressive early and often, it's Agustin Ramirez. And I think Luzardo is going to get aggressive with that fastball and try to pull, throw something by him. I'm not sure he's going to miss it tonight.
Sounds good. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get in 2 real quick, sneak 2 in on you because they are in the same game. Brandon Lau, he has a very good chance to be the starting second baseman in the American League. He's 4 for 9 with 3 walks off Dean Kramer. We've seen that George Steinbrenner Field tends to be a trampoline park, and once again, the same thing as last night. The wind's going to be blowing out. He's 10 for 25 with only 4 strikeouts over his last 6 games, and once again, he's at that 6.5 fantasy score number. I'd expect the Rays to get on Kramer early, much like they did Eflin last night. And then I'm going to go on the other side and go with Gunnar Henderson, who's also been one of the hottest hitters in baseball. He's had a hit in 9 of his last 10 games, and he is 7 for 17 off Zach Littell. So two lefties, 2 opportunities for homers in the trampoline park in Tampa, Florida. So those are my last 2 plays.
Speaking with lefties with an opportunity to homer tonight, that leads me into now. This is a $1 special. This is you just pair this with some goblin, put $1 on it, maybe win 10, 15 bucks. Kyle Schwarber over half a home run against Cal Quantrill tonight. He's gonna hit one out at some point in the series against the Marlins. Is Schwarber, and I think tonight is as good of an option as any. Just kind of have that feeling about Schwarber tonight. And then I've got Kyle Hendricks. I'm gonna go with the goblin. Over 4.5 hits allowed against the Yankees. He's allowed at least 7 hits dating back over his last 5 starts. And the Angels let him go. They don't really care what happens. They just kind of use his starts as, this is a guy that's going to eat innings. They know he's going to give up runs. They know he's going to allow hits. But they just let him go out there and kind of eat those innings. And I think Hendricks against a pretty good Yankees lineup will pretty easily yield more than 5 hits in this one tonight. So that is our plays for tonight's baseball slate. Once again, use promo code 5. That's going to be FIVE for those $50 in bonus funds on your first $5 lineup. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time with more baseball plays. Have a good night, guys.
Have a good night.